All right. The P word, a manual for mammals. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking about this book and reading to you from this book, which is by Daniel L. Hu. Who? Daniel L. Hu. Who? Daniel. Evan Costello, I'm not. But we read last week part of this book. That's what we do on StoryTime. We read from a book to share with you, the audience at home. So we saw this. Yes, we saw this. We also, what else did we see last week? We saw a boy looking down at his schmeckel with this. He must be Jewish because he's looking with distress and dismay. And schmeckel only point now an inch or two. And then we saw that, yes, even a sloth has a schmeckel, as does a this, as does a bat. They all have peni. And then we did this and this and this. And here we go. And of course, who can ever forget the Andy Warhol wall of peni that we have in this book? All talking about what, schmeckles on boys. So we also talked about peeing, how and why do we pee? There's the cute little kidney things there. So let's see some more. We did this. Yeah. All right. This is interesting. I kind of like this. I thought we would move away from pee. Because really, is there more to say after looking like this? But foods can affect pee. You know this, right? Pee color can be affected by eating beets, blackberries, rhubarb, and fava beans, with or without a nice Chianti. And for some people, eating asparagus changes the smell of their pee, and not in a good way. I know it changes the smell of my farts, which were not wonderful to begin with. How long do we pee? How long do we pee? Let's find out. Research, the author's research, has found that all mammals over 3 kilograms, or about 7 pounds, urinate for 21 seconds at a time on average. I mean, it could be a little longer or shorter, but 21 seconds is typical. Humans take 23 seconds. A lion, well, look at the size of that thing. He takes 36 seconds. A zebra, in and out, 8 seconds. An Indian rhinoceros, I don't know why they have an Indian rhinoceros takes 20 seconds, about the length of a human. An elephant, what do you think? What do you think? Take a moment. How long do you think it takes an elephant to pish? Take a guess. All right, I'm going to give you a thing. 90 seconds, 50 seconds, 20 seconds, 8 seconds. A, B, C, D. Which do you think? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And the answer is basically like a human, 22 seconds. So the 22nd was the elephant. The size of the thing, it's still kind of the same thing. Mammals on the larger side drink more than smaller mammals. And then, depending how many bars there are in the neighborhood, and they have larger bladders. So they have more urine than they need to release. However, a longer urethra allows them to release the pish at a faster speed. So whether the mammal is large or small, as long as they're over 3 kilograms, the time spent peeing doesn't actually change much, which is why a lion is pretty much longer, but even these guys are about the same as a human being. This is interesting to me. When you're my age, you're peeing 72 times a day, and it's still taking you 22 seconds. Anyway, peeing in flight. Have you noticed this? Those of you who go on airplanes, the snowbirds to Florida, no matter where we are or what we're doing, we need to pee about 6 to 8 times every day. And of course, multiply that once you get to my age. Even if we try to hold our bladders for as long as possible, our bodies will release urine when they need to. Hence the June Allison conundrum. So what happens when we aren't near a bathroom or even on our planet? Well, fighter pilots may need to pee while they're in the cockpit. This is when a piddle pack, I'm not kidding this, a Jew must have invented this idea. A piddle pack which is a sealable plastic bag with absorbent beads, comes in handy. I remember that woman who went off to kill the astronaut, or she was an astronaut and she was killing her boyfriend or trying to, and then she drives, and she knows she's going to be driving halfway across the desert. So not only is she going to murder, but she's going to piss, and she brings a diaper. This is good planning. Fighter pilots may need to pee. Well, I mentioned that. There's even a mammal that pees in flight. Bats, while they are out of their roost, bats, when they're not in their roosts, they will pee in the air. And when they're in their roosts, bats flip right side up and pee hanging by their thumbs. I wonder if this is what Bob and Ray were thinking about when they said that. But who knew that bats pish when hanging by their thumbs? One lesson we've learned has always been keep your head covered around bats. And this is not even talking about guano. This is just like the streamy. And how do astronauts pee? I'm guessing through their penis, but well, when they are out in space, they actually have to wear special adult diapers under their spacesuits. And yes, adult diapers aren't just for babies. That's why they're called adult diapers. Okay, use a little logic there, people. Now, diapers work very well, but no adult likes to wear them. Scientists are constantly working on new devices to manage pee. Yes, because the $8 billion we give to NASA every year, this is an important thing. The NASA space, seriously, I'm reading this. I'm not making this up. This is by Dr. Daniel Hu. Who? Dr. Daniel Hu. Who? Dr. Daniel Hu. The NASA Space Poop Challenge, seriously, is one way scientists work to create a spacesuit that would empty the pee and the poop automatically to keep the astronauts clean. I think that's what they call a catheter, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, peeing under the sea. That's where I pee. Well, how do scuba divers use the bathroom? Well, mostly, and scuba people know this, they pee in the wetsuit. This keeps divers from needing to rush back to the shore and cut the dive short. Then, of course, they wash their suits after they get out of the water. Do whales and other mammals, marine mammals, pish? Yes. It probably comes as no surprise that whales produce more pee than any other animal since they're the longest animal. But is all that pee bad for the ocean? Good question. I like. It's very Jewish. It says, it gives you a fact, and then it says, aha, but what is the ramifications? Very Talmudic. But is the pee bad for the ocean? No, my friends, it is not. Too much pee from land animals like cows and pigs can hurt the ocean ecosystem. But the pee of whales and fish and seals is actually healthy for the water. Whales pee near the surface of the water, and that provides tons of nutrients for fish. And the whale's urine actually helps feed microscopic plants called phytoplankton, which thing feeds many fish. It also helps keep coral reefs alive and healthy. So if you see a whale, sitting there at the top of the ocean surface, and he's kind of like, a little happiness coming out the blowhole, don't mind it. Don't say, oh, global warming. The whale is actually feeding the fish in a very beautiful. I don't know if I would want to swim in that, necessarily healthy as that is. I don't know if I would want that suddenly going into my eyes when I'm trying to do the backstroke. But if you're a fishy kind of animal, perfectly good thing. Whale pee. Is this whole book about? I guess this book is about pee. Maybe this book isn't just about penises. It's about peeing. Peeing in the wild. Here, look at this. More peeing in the wild now, lady. Here we go. Have you ever noticed a spray zone sign at the zoo? No, I have not. But apparently they have this. This sign is there to let humans know that animals such as lions and tigers mark their turf by peeing. If you get too close, they might accidentally, they're stuck in a cage, put there by humans, taken slave-like out of Africa and Asia or wherever. And then they've got all these humans sitting there pointing at them, making fun at them, oh, look at you, making judgments about them. But their peeing spray is accidental. Sure. Humans also like to mark their territory. We do this by finding a place to call home. Could be separated from other areas by a wall or a fence or a yard. And people are happy just to enjoy their space, but others want to make sure everyone knows to stay away. So they put up no trespassing signs or off my property signs. Mammals are the same way. They just go about living their lives in their habitat, but some want to make it very clear that no outsiders should set foot or paw or hoof into their home. So instead of putting up a sign, they use their penises, first time the book has mentioned this again, to mark their home with urine as a way to communicate with nearby animals. But humans, and this is a question, I'm not making this up, but humans don't use our penises to mark territory. Maybe in the village. That's true. While humans have found lots of ways to mark our homes without urine, many mammals still use their peni, my word, not that, to spray an area and claim it as their own. Now, humans don't have a highly sensitive olfactory sense of smell system. What simply smells like pee to us can tell other mammals a lot. Just by sniffing a mammal's spray, animals can tell the species, even the health and the strength of the animal that previously left its mark. And that is why our dogs spend so much time sniffing other dogs' near rear ends and neighbors' mailboxes and making sure to pee just a little bit everywhere they can, including the carpet, which is when you kick the dog. This whole book actually about pee? I thought it was about, oh no, it does other stuff. We'll get to that. Oh, all right. Unique animal markings. Tigers and rhinoceroses use their penises to spray their urine backwards to cover as much distance as possible. That way, some Indian rhinoceroses have been able to spray their urine up to 16 feet. That's almost 5 meters. This guy was obviously researching Indian rhinoceroses. It's the second time this has come up. Don't know why he's fetishizing them, but we all have our things. Cat owners are all too familiar with smelly litter boxes, but what is the reason for the stench? A chemical called felinine in cat pee grows in smelliness over time. In the wild, felinine helps a cat mark their territory by keeping the scent around longer. But for indoor cats, it can sure stink up the house. Bear cats, or even Stutz bear cats, a member of the civet family, are known for having urine that smells like buttered popcorn. The movie theater smell comes from a chemical called 2AP, appropriately enough. What are you going to do there? Oh, hold on, bear cat, I'm going 2AP. As they pish, their urine and that chemical gets on their tails and their paws, and they trail the scent around, helping nearby bear cats know that another one is around. There's a bear cat, more bear than cat, if you ask me. Not that you asked me, but I'm answering anyway. So now we know that peeing can be a form of communication, whether it's our bladder telling us it's time to go, or a mammal's urine telling other mammals stay out. Pee can say a lot. And just like our pee, our penises tell us what's going on in our bodies. And sometimes our penises, here we go, even change shape or size to indicate a change in our brains. But how does that work? What does it mean? Well, I'm not even going to say anything. What does it mean when our penises get hard or stiff? Oh, it's amazing this writer wasn't arrested. Okay, this is called an erection. And having one is totally normal. Basically, an erection is the way a penis exercises itself. Personally, I'd rather do a pull-up. And yes, I do pull it up. Our bodies are constantly working to keep us healthy, but a lot of that work happens behind the scenes. Because our penises are outside, connected, but outside our bodies, erections are more obvious to us than hearts pumping our blood or our muscles contracting and relaxing. Erections are a natural reaction our bodies have to our environment, and they can be the result of a touch or a thought, or can even happen for no particular reason and with no advance warning. When you get to my age, it's happening anyway. So, but how does an erection happen? Think of how blood rushes to your head, this head, when you do a handstand. Getting an erection is a similar experience, except it is a rush of blood to the schmeckle. Blood flows through what is called the corpus cavernosum, a maze of spongy tissue and blood vessels. Perhaps we'll use this as a penis. Look, behold. As the penis fills with blood, it begins to harden and rise. Look at that. Oh, yeah. And now all adults know what erections are and understand that they're a natural part of life, but don't be embarrassed to bring up your questions with a parent, a doctor, or an adult you trust. However, if you are, say, an 11-year-old boy and you approach a person on the street and say, "Hey, sir, tell me, what is an erection?" Do not be surprised if the other person runs the other way unless they're a priest, in which case, well, good luck. No one should look at or touch your body or penis without your consent. For example, you wouldn't give someone a hug unless they gave you their permission. So if you're uncomfortable with anyone asking to see or touch your penis, or for you to see or touch theirs, you do not have to give consent. Tell them no in capital letters with an exclamation point. No, if you're worried that someone isn't listening to you when you do not give consent or isn't asking for your consent at all, talk to a trusted adult. This is all obviously good advice. So when I've tried to show my penis to various famous actresses, and they said no, I took no as I begged. Very often I begged, Natalie Portman, please, no is no. So understand what that means. Erections in the wild. Though we are close relatives with other mammal species, erections in the wild can look very different from what humans are used to. For some mammals, an erection isn't only the result of increased blood flow. Many mammals have a bone, called a baculum inside the penis that helps it make it stiff, including this gray wolf, although it is hard to see under all that fur. I cannot see it at all, so I don't know why they did this picture, because they're telling you, yes, there's a bone there, there's a penis there, but the picture we've shown you shows that you can't see anything. I do not understand that one little bit. All right, you know what? This is so exciting that I think we're going to need a little bit of a break from this. We'll do more. We're going to do a part 3. Yes, a part 3 of this delightful book, The P Word, with your consent. May I have your consent to continue this book, The P Word, next week on the Dave's Gone By Facebook, podcast, Programmio of the stream. I hope that this hasn't been too much. I hope that your children aren't wandering around and going, "Oh, so that's what that is. Mommy, Daddy, it's been fun hanging with you, but I need to run up to my bedroom real quick with, do you have any Jergens lotion and Kleenex? No, I want to wash the windows." Anywho, I'm Rabbi Sol Solomon. I want to wish you a very, very happy June. Look at that. June is busting out all over. And of course, when you see a bust, that's another reason for an erection. Please make it a good one. We got Shavuos coming up in a week or so. Have a great one. Don't mind all the crap that you're reading about the things and the things. Just be Jewish, be proud, and have a fine day. Let's bring Dave back into the Davehood.